Dylan Roof convicted for the cold-blooded murders of 9 black worshipers at a Bible study. Tonight here, what comes next and will he face the death penalty? The major new storm hitting tonight coast to coast, the 60-car pileup, the heavy snow stranding drivers, thousands of flights delayed and canceled, and the life-threatening cold. Brian Ross investigates tonight, was Russian President Vladimir Putin behind the hacking? Was he out to stop Hillary Clinton from becoming president? The air scare tonight, the passenger jet forced to land in Chicago, the bird strike. American firefighters and paramedics, were hundreds of them mistakenly exposed to ricin. And celebrating a broadcasting legend we lost today.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night, and we begin with that moment of justice in Charleston. Dylan Roof found guilty on every count after those 9 worshipers invited him to join them in prayer in that Charleston church. The same jury will now decide if he gets the death penalty, and they'll make that decision knowing the stories of each of his victims. ABC's Steve Osensami in that courtroom as the verdict was read.
That word guilty means so much tonight to the families of the victims who crowded a courtroom on the 4th floor of this courthouse, to people watching across the country expecting to see justice. Hatred was on trial and it lost. Guilty 33 times. 22-year-old Dylan Storm Roof was hauled away in this black van. Reverend Sharon Risher is the daughter of Ethel Lance, one of the 9 people he executed in the basement of this historic black church in the name of so-called white supremacy.
Mama, they got it right this time. They got it right.
Before their verdict, jurors saw again this backyard video Roof recorded himself. Prosecutors told jurors to watch how he practiced with the phone book. They say that's how he killed many of the parishioners, standing over them as he shot them dead. Felicia Sanders was one of 3 people praising the Lord tonight that she survived. She watched Roof kill her aunt and her son.
He said he didn't have any friends, but he had 9 friends sitting in the church that night.
Prosecutors say he laughed about the shooting 9 times in this FBI confession.
What kind of gun did you use? A Glock 45.
But he wasn't laughing today. He stood silently while families wept. In the words of prosecutors, he chose to take their lives, he chose to break their bodies, but he doesn't get to choose who they were. They were more than black Americans. They were mothers and sisters, fathers and brothers, the type of church folk who would tell a killer that they forgive him at a court appearance.
We have no room for hate, so we have to forgive.
But some of the families tonight begged us to make this clear. Many of them want him to die.
And Steve Osensami with us tonight from Charleston. Steve, the next step, of course, the jury deciding whether he gets the death penalty. And Dylan Roof is representing himself. He'll be able to question witnesses and survivors?
The answer to that question is yes, David. He'll be able to question the 2 survivors who testified here at trial, but I can tell you, after having met them, that they will be able to more than hold their own. Roof is fighting the death penalty. That was his big argument from the start, and that fight begins here in earnest in January. David?
Steve Osensami covering the case from the start. Next tonight here to a major new storm coast to coast, and the brutal cold already turning deadly tonight. Winter weather alerts in more than 30 states now, from California clear across to Maine. In Portland, Oregon, look at this, the school bus sliding out of control and smashing into that truck. In Pennsylvania, dozens of cars colliding, shutting down I-80. And in Buffalo, New York tonight, blizzard-like conditions. ABC's Gio Benitez is in Lackawanna, New York.
Tonight, that Arctic blast and blinding snow making driving dangerous for millions out on the roads. Part of Interstate 80 shut down in western Pennsylvania after a chain reaction crash involving nearly 60 vehicles. Luckily, no one was killed. Along the Great Lakes, whiteout conditions, meteorologist Janessa Webb from our Cleveland station WEWS urging viewers to stay home.
You're likely to get into some kind of accident as visibility is very low.
Thundersnow in New York. Along with it, high winds gusting up to 60 miles per hour, delaying flights on both coasts, and the coldest December temperatures in years. In Chicago this morning, it felt like 19 below. In those temps, frostbite can set in less than 30 minutes. And in Ohio, a man was found dead on his porch, his house keys in his hand. Behind that cold, more snow, nearly a foot on the way in some places, from a new storm that paralyzed the Pacific Northwest. In Portland, residents watched helplessly as this school bus slid down an icy hill.
Oh, look out! Look out!
Crushing multiple vehicles below. Our Neil Karlinski is there.
The big problem here in Portland is the hills. These are just some of the cars that were abandoned overnight, creating such gridlock. By 10 o'clock last night, some kids were still stuck in their schools.
Other children in the area getting stranded on the bus ride home.
We came to go up to a stop up there, and the bus got stuck.
All eventually making it home.
And Gio Bonita is joining us live just outside Buffalo, New York. They're used to the lake effect snow there, but tonight the real concern is combining that snow with this cold.
Absolutely, David, because we're going to be seeing some more lake effect snow tonight. You're feeling that wind. You can probably hear the howling right now. We're getting those strong gusts. We're going to be seeing some more wind. And then what's most concerning are those temperatures. Right now, it feels like 3 below zero here.
Yeah, we can see the Christmas lights there blowing in the wind behind you, Gio. Thank you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z tracking the cold and this new storm. Hey, Ginger.
Hey, David, it is brutal out here tonight, and it's going to get colder. Yes, for many folks. Let's get straight to the map where the winter storm warnings are in place. That's where snow is on the way for many folks, but it's the wind plus that cold that's dealing with North Carolina all the way to Maine. Those high wind warnings in parts of the Northeast, some of the gusts topping 40, 50 miles per hour. The meat and potatoes of that cold settles in Friday, and it doesn't get a whole lot warmer, especially behind this beast. That snowstorm that's coming across the country will leave snow behind in South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. That's Friday night. Then it moves to the Northeast just in time for holiday travel by Saturday, David.
Ginger Z with us again tonight. Ginger, thank you. We turn next this evening to the bombshell headline. Was Russian President Vladimir Putin involved himself in the Russian hacking during the presidential campaign? The U.S. intelligence community tonight saying he was out to stop Hillary Clinton. Was it a vendetta? Intelligence sources now saying Putin feared greater sanctions if Clinton became the next president. So what now with President-elect Trump, who says he doesn't buy it? And these are the very intelligence agencies he will soon depend on. ABC's chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross tonight.
As Vladimir Putin arrived today in Japan, his spokesperson laughed off reports that the Russian president personally directed the hacking attack on the American election. But tonight, U.S. officials say they are convinced that the man who came to power as a KGB colonel helped to run the brazen cyber espionage campaign.
That's not something they say lightly. That's something they say when they do have a smoking gun.
All triggered by Putin's bitter dislike, authorities believe, of Hillary Clinton and her threats to impose new sanctions against Russia.
She had been critical of some of the actions that Putin had taken, and he did not hide his hostility toward her.
Today, from his skyscraper office in New York, President-elect Donald Trump continued his Twitter defense of the Kremlin and scorn for anyone speaking ill of the Russians. If Russia or some other entity was hacking, why did the White House wait so long to act, he wrote. Why did they only complain after Hillary lost? But that's not true. The Obama administration did act well before the election, with a statement in early October from 17 intelligence agencies, including the CIA, that only Russia's senior-most officials could have authorized these activities, which the White House said today meant Putin.
Pretty obvious that they were referring to the senior-most government official in Russia.
Clinton herself raised the Russian hacking issue again and again during the campaign.
There's no doubt now that Russia has used cyber attacks against all kinds of organizations in our country, and I am deeply concerned about this. I know Donald's very praiseworthy of Vladimir Putin, but Putin is playing a really...
Sending Trump into angry denial.
It could be Russia, but it could also be China. It could also be lots of other people. It also could be somebody sitting on their bed that weighs 400 pounds.
It's the same line he used just 4 days ago as president-elect, even after being briefed by U.S. intelligence officials about the Russians.
It could be somebody sitting in a bed someplace.
But American authorities tonight say Putin and those around him will become targets of the full-fledged FBI investigation of the cyber attack.
If you mess with America, we'll mess with you back.
And now a leading Republican senator says the Russians did more than just attack Hillary Clinton. They attacked America's democracy and should be punished for it.
If we don't stand together as a nation, we will be next.
This story is not going away. Brian with us now. We just heard from Senator Graham there. But Brian, we've all seen the images now of Rex Tillerson, the choice for Secretary of State. That's right. The champagne shared with Vladimir Putin. But this choice for Secretary of State, he's going to have to face some questions about whether or not he believes Putin was involved in this hacking.
Absolutely. Tillerson developed this close relationship as the CEO of Exxon. Senator Graham says unless Tillerson acknowledges that Russia was behind the attack, he will vote no on his nomination, David.
All right, Brian Ross with us again tonight. Brian, thank you. Today was the day President-elect Donald Trump promised to hold a press conference to answer questions about how he will separate the family business from the White House. No press conference, but there was a tweet. ABC's Tom Yamas at Trump Tower tonight.
Tonight, President-elect Donald Trump dismissing questions over this image. His children meeting with America's top tech leaders, Eric, Ivanka, and Don Jr., working on the transition while also involved in the family business.
We're going to be there for you.
Today, Trump fighting back on Twitter. The media tries so hard to make my move to the White House as it pertains to my business so complex when it actually isn't. But today was the day Trump was supposed to. He said so himself, tweeting, "I will be holding a major news conference in New York City with my children on December 15th to discuss the fact that I will be leaving my great business in total." But that's been canceled, his team says, because the whole process has been complex.
Lawyers and protocol officers, at great expense to the Trump family, frankly, trying to figure out how best to structure and how best to comply with protocols.
While Trump says his sons will run the family business, it's looking like his daughter, Ivanka, could have a role in the White House, something she once said would not happen.
I'm going to be a daughter. You know, there are a lot of things that I feel deeply strongly about, but not in a formal administrative capacity.
But now, Ivanka and her husband, Jared Kushner, seem headed for prominent roles.
I think that we would benefit tremendously by having them inside the administration.
And Tom Yamas with us live again tonight from Trump Tower. And we should mention the Trump transition team has acknowledged the press conference they did not hold today. They're promising it now sometime in January.
That's right, David. They say they're moving this announcement to January to give their legal team ample time to follow the proper protocols. Now, we do also want to point out, even though President-elect Trump has done one-on-one interviews, including with myself, it's been 140 days since he's done a news conference. David?
Tom Yamas, our thanks to you again tonight. We move on to other news now and the airline emergency in Chicago. A bird strike forcing a Southwest Airlines flight to land back at Midway Airport. The pilot reporting the strike just after takeoff. ABC's David Curley covers aviation for us.
It was right at takeoff from Chicago's Midway Airport.
Declare emergency.
Departure, we're declaring emergency, Southwest 105.
The pilots of the Vegas-bound Southwest jet want to get back on the ground.
Yes, sir. Immediate return, please, 105.
With fire crews standing by, a safe landing.
I believe we ingested a bird due to the vibration in the passenger report. Do you see any fire, anything out there?
No, we see nothing from the rear of the plane.
Bird strikes can mean the loss of an engine or two, as depicted in the movie Sully about the miracle on the Hudson. And there are more of them because bird populations are soaring. Just the number of geese up nearly 140% since 1990.
Also today, an American Airlines flight had to divert to Little Rock because a passenger's e-cigarette malfunctioned. Malfunction usually means it was smoking or burning. David?
That's another concern. David Curley, thank you. We turn tonight to the children of Aleppo. The city has now fallen to the Syrian government. There are evacuations underway, families that have been trapped. And a harrowing message tonight from a group of children in an orphanage and their plea to the world for help. ABC's Alex Marquardt, who was just in Syria, from Beirut tonight.
Crowds swarmed the bright green buses today. Finally, a break in the fighting and a ticket to survival for thousands of eastern Aleppo's desperate civilians and defeated rebels. There were the old, too weak to walk, the young, wounded, and in wheelchairs, families carrying whatever they could, some overcome with emotion at leaving their homes. Aleppo is our mother, this young man said. God willing, we will come back. These residents and fighters are now being driven 13 miles west into rebel-held territory. Hoping to be among them, these 47 orphans who posted a video begging for help getting out of Aleppo. We hope to live, eat, and drink like other children, the young girl says. Please save us. Tonight, they're still among the masses jostling for a place on those buses, hoping to escape tomorrow.
The Red Cross says tonight these evacuations could take several days. We don't know exactly how many people are in eastern Aleppo. In retaking all of this city, President Assad today called it history being made. This is a decisive victory for the Assad regime. David?
Alex Marquardt again tonight. Thanks, Alex. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Thursday. The stunning headline, the scare for some American first responders, hundreds of firefighters and paramedics taking part in a terror training program, but were they mistakenly exposed to ricin? Also tonight, the water ban in an American city. Families told not to drink from the tap. Schools closed, and word of trucks now hauling in hundreds of thousands of gallons of water. And later, right here tonight, celebrating Craig Sager. His jacket's as colorful as his personality. The legendary broadcaster remembered in his own words tonight, and the hilarious moments from the court. Got to see them coming up.
If you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, isn't it time to let the real you shine?